is valid, like Otak, the ones that are stealing from us,
Yeah.
or they robbed us, or they robbed us last week, or no. It's like, but you only see me for my skin color now. You're not even looking at the type of person I am.
Yeah.
We can agree, okay, we have to be smart about things and say, okay, reality, let's be real. This type of person is stealing. But now your whole argument is based on my skin color. Did you even hear how I talk?
Yeah.
Do you even hear like the way that I
mean,
carry myself?
Until somebody says something, you don't know how they think.
Exactly. Like, you're not even paying attention to anything else. You've only now made this decision that you must follow me because of my skin color. You're not using your intuitive brain anymore beyond skin color. You know, and you ask yourself sometimes, like, okay, cool. Then if that's how the world is, how do we fix it? You know, how do we fix it? Like, if we need to make people aware.
I think it's exactly. It's important just to make make people aware of these things. Because I mean, like in our music, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like until now, like maybe since last year or 2018, only now do we see you guys referencing this in your music.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, there's another thing that musicians don't understand. Artists.
Yeah.
They don't understand the power that they have through their art.
Very true.
You know, and what you say, you know, has so much of an effect, you know. And I appreciate how you using your artistry and the platform that you have of your artistry.
Yeah.
I mean, sharing that kind of information, because as far as the black community is concerned in this country, those are the issues that we now need to pay attention to, because you know, I know there's poverty and all those kind of things, but in order for us to even get close to a situation where we can tackle those things such as poverty and crime and all those kind of those are the things we need to readdress.
Yeah, it's very true. We're not going to get better unless we start
loving ourselves.
Exactly. You hit it on the mark. And artists will, and that's where, going back to the point where I was saying that, remember I said hip hop has influence, and I knew that this is what I used to sell to brands.
Yeah.
That's the thinking I had when I did this project. I said, let me come back. Let me push the same hustle.
Yeah.
But this time, let me sell something positive. It won't catch as quick as selling something that's already seen as cool or something that, you know, people are already used to praising. But if I put the same hustle and sell people on this, a positive lifestyle, you know, a healthy lifestyle, something about, you know, making you better in terms of your mental and your spiritual.
Here's another thing that I picked up. Sorry to cut you.
No, it's okay.
On Uthando Lwami.
Yeah.
I think there's a line where you go, by the end of the show, you could be my wife.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, the choice of words. You know, a rapper would normally, by the end of the show, you could be my
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'd actually changed the line. It used to be, it's funny that you actually picked that up, because originally the line was, you could be my girl.
Yeah.
And I said, no, let me say you could be my wife.
Because that's the mentality that you want to grow amongst the community.
Yeah.
You know, family is very important. You know, you cannot live alone as an island, as a man. Because that's when you start getting weird ideas.
And you need to pick a wife.
Yes.
Finding a wife is a good thing. I'm happy that
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's high time we have that conversation in this country.
Yeah.
Where not everyone is out there looking for goals.
Yeah. Cause hey, bro.
Or looking to conquer goals.
Yeah. That's you'll never finish. There's more women in this world than there are men. Like, you can literally lose your mind trying to finish.
Yeah.
So I know what it's done for me. And I always say this, is that as much as I have a girlfriend, we're not married by the books.
Yeah.
She is like my wife.
Yeah.
I treat her like my wife.
Yeah.
Like I give her that.
You
that
just
respect.
mentioned earlier like the role that she's playing. I
Yeah.
mean, if you have somebody, imagine that you could have been losing your mind if you had goals, and none of those goals would have been around to tell you, yo, no, you need to come.
Put you in check and be able to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because the goals, the only thing
They're
they
just
care
good
about
times.
is good times.
Oh, you lost 100,000. That means you're not gonna pop bottles no more. What is like that? That
I'm
would
not
be
getting
the-
my weave.
You know, like you're not gonna fly me to Greece. No,
Yeah.
you said you're gonna fly me to Greece. You know, like or something. You know, there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for that I have a girlfriend instead of have like a girlfriend who's a wife.
Yeah.
Like, cause for me, we always call ourselves a life partner.
Yeah.
So like, if I refer to her and people like I'm like my life partner or whatever, because
Mm.
the only reason we haven't gotten like the official thing, whatever, is because I guess there's things that we need to deal with in terms of
Yeah.
the world's pressures and perception and all that stuff, because we don't want to necessarily jump into that those titles that the world has created. Because
And mind you,
expectations.
why should you let that define the relationship that
Exactly.
you have? You know, that could be a step that you get to when the time is right.
Exactly.
You know, but the fact that even though you might get to that point,
Yeah.
it possibly won't change anything because you guys have
Yeah.
have a relationship that you've been working on for this time and it's working. So something is saying, okay, we're married now. Something's gonna change.
No, and that's the thing. Is like everyone expects it to change. And
Yeah.
there's expectations, especially from family.
Yeah.
That like once you put that title or you're going to create this title, like okay, you have to do A, B, C, and D, and F, and G, and whatever. And it's like, but do we have to?
Yeah. What about what we think?
You know what I mean? It's like people put themselves into debt, get married.
Yeah.
It's like you're setting yourself up. You're setting your whole life up for failure.
Yeah.
Because you have this wedding, this big wedding, and then you're married, and then now what?
Yeah. It's like they expect like nothing changes the next day. Because something does change. It's just
Yeah.
the two of you.
Yeah.
and everyone else that was there
Yeah.
going hoo-ha about this major,
They back to their lives and don't
Yeah.
care.
you know. So actually, it's quite admirable. You're a good role model on that. I'd like to give you props. Because, I mean, you know, like on Friday, Tiny, I met these young kids through
Yeah.
Tiny. They wanted him to shoot their video.
Oh, okay.
And they're so talented, bro.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, me being the person that I am, so I started asking them questions like, okay, yo, is your thing registered?
Yeah.
You're registering the music? Like, no. I'm like, so, but you're putting out music? They're like, yeah. I'm like, aren't you afraid someone's going to steal that? It's like, yeah, but we like making music. I'm like, you know, there are kids that get into music or
Yeah.
to the music industry and they just like music.
Yeah.
And only to realize that later on, just them liking music and not paying attention to certain things, it might end up affecting their lives in a manner that they did not anticipate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously having people like you who have gone through that of being a kid that just liked making music,
Yeah.
and along the way you got to these doors where you had to learn lessons.
Yeah.
And here you are, you sharing that not only here but through the music.
Yeah.
It's quite valuable.
And hopefully it's just a start. Like, hopefully there's other musicians who follow the wave.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I hate taking responsibility for other people's actions, but I feel also responsible sometimes when I start, like, because there's waves that I know that I've started that I've very been involved in engineering, and it's like when I see like a certain wave, like, being used in a negative way, I was like, why did I do that? It's like, why did I even do that?
I
I shouldn't have. It's
Yeah.
like maybe I should have just left things. The
I
way
know
they were.
what you're talking about.
And it's like, and then now it's like time to say, okay, cool. Now that I'm wiser and I'm older and I have knowledge, maybe start a new wave. Because these kids, not only these kids, but a lot of guys who have power and influence are watching.
True.
Like I know for a fact